Welcome to Black Women's Blueprint's launch of Restore Forward, a holistic healing and reconciliation center on 300 acres of land in New York State. To learn more about Restore Forward, stay tuned or visit restoreny.org. To support us through donations, visit bit.ly/BWBevolves. Or for quick access, scan this QR code. To scan the QR code, open the camera on your smartphone, point it at the QR code, then click the link that appears on your screen. And it will take you here, where you can also connect with us through social media. Stay tuned to watch our launch event here, or scan this QR code to watch on the platform most accessible to you. We are so happy to have you here for the launch of Restore Forward. We will be getting started shortly.
I pray every day for a revolution because, make no mistake, it's not yet here. It is still coming. And as far as revolutions go, I choose to make mine Restore Forward. Restore Forward is a bold move for me toward recovery and sustainability. It's a bold move for Black Women's Blueprint. And what I love most about Restore Forward is that it allows us to set aside what we might believe is the right way to do the work of liberation. Restore Forward is for those of us still searching to realign our energies, our intentions, our worldviews, our disappointments, our struggles, our opinions about ourselves, about each other. It is a place to realign our wills, our wants, and begin to recover. What a great day. What a great day. Welcome to the launch of Restore Forward, the manifestation of the expanded vision of Black Women's Blueprint. What is the vision of Restore Forward? At Restore Forward, we envision co-creating a vibrant and safe community where women and all people can live lives of sovereignty and dignity, and where we can foster human connection and take action to forge paths to peace, holistic reconciliation, social and economic and environmental justice. What is our mission? Our mission is to advance a pedagogy of well-being and steward the journeys where people can be seen, where people can be held, where people can be heard by each other and by the earth. In essence, Restore Forward is a place for the world to recover. With two flagship centers, Black Women's Blueprint and the Reconciliation Center, Restore Forward is a container on 300 acres of land, offering both a sanctuary for healing and a site to repair harm, where all people can achieve wholeness. This land we acknowledge as the unceded lands of the Haudenosaunee, consisting of the Seneca, the Cayuga, the Oneida, the Onondaga, and the Mohawk. And we acknowledge this land as well as the land on which our African ancestors bled, chained as chattel, unfree. Today, we Black and Indigenous women, together, we are co-stewarding this land, and we are doing the work of seeding health, of healing communities, of restoring land, and of transforming institutions. Restore Forward was born of a deeply personal yearning for me to recover my whole self and summon all the parts of myself and listen to the change that was unfolding, not only in myself, but in all of us in the midst of the COVID pandemic. It was born in sacred space with battle-weary activists, with dear friends and colleagues from the movement to end violence, and it was born out of Black Women's Blueprint and its pivotal work over the past 10 years as convener of the Black Women's Truth and Reconciliation Commission, centering and enriched by Black women's leadership in a revolutionary and historically unprecedented labor of love, Black Women's Blueprint began bringing together women and people across all races and genders to reconcile and repair with each other over the period of the pandemic. With the reality of the politics of race and gender justice never having been more heightened as it is now, we began foregrounding the notion that racial healing and reconciliation are not possible without first mending that which was severed, and foregrounding that reconciliation needs to become an embodied practice to repair and restore humanity. So we gathered a village of healers, midwives, peace practitioners, activists, and community builders to develop Restore Forward's capacity, broaden our current blueprint, and a collective plan for a new society, a new social contract, and redefine notions of privilege, power, strength, and resilience. We gathered solidarity economists and land stewards. We started forming an intercultural learning lab, a contemporary prototype where on this land, programming and architecture will facilitate reconciliation and land legacy for Indigenous and Black women. So when you think of Restore Forward, I want you to please think of an ecosystem of individuals and organizations anchoring the work in two connected centers, anchoring the work in their own missions, in their own visions for healing and connection to themselves, to the earth, and making it possible for that to happen in a joyful community with more than 150 partners and allies. So we ask you to join us today in a reconciliation center for the 21st century, in an entity, an ecosystem for the 21st century, a space to live out a vision for a new society, a place to work across differences, to rebalance and restore connection with the self, with others, with the ancestors, with land, and with the environment. We are steeped in a pedagogy of tenderness today. Restore Forward is calling for meaningful and effective partnerships steeped in an ideology that says that acts of repair and restoration are the responsibility of all of us. Today, you can find Black Women's Blueprint at our 2 offices in Far Rockaway, New York, and you can find the Reconciliation Center in Central New York. We are hosting holistic retreats there, weekends and experiences to which you are invited. What can you do at this point? What can you do during this time we're about to spend together, as you hear from several of us, as you bear witness to what we have built together, along with partners, along with Indigenous communities in Central New York? What can you do? Go to restoreny.org and opt in to a transformational experience. Retreats at our Reconciliation Center, where we provide a framework and a process for re-engaging and for engaging in hands-on learning, developing tools to assess and measure cultural competency, DEI, DEIB, JEDI. Dive deep into processes of healing and reconciliation, explore ancestral and traditional methods to rebalance and restore the self, and learn to incorporate with you and what we have experienced into all aspects of our transformation. Immerse yourself in all aspects of our work, in spiritual practice, in ancestral wisdom, through all of our 7 thematic offerings: racial healing, forgiveness and accountability, gender and culture, trauma and resilience, ritual and ceremony, ecological sustainability, and embodied spirituality. This is happening now. We broke ground on August 12, 2020, and we have not stopped building, and we have not stopped thinking of you. And we are issuing an invitation to co-create this vibrant and safe community with us, where we all can live lives of sovereignty and dignity. Participate in any way that you can. Stay with us, join us, call us, email us, and we are on the verge of launching a campaign where we can pool our resources together. We ask you to begin here as we raise the capital needed to build every aspect of this retreat center, this reconciliation center in upstate. And as we continue to support our base through much needed services in Brooklyn, New York, please go to restoreny.org and donate, support. And so we ask you this on what we consider to be our first birthday, to make a gift that speaks to your heart. I leave you here and turn it over to my co-executive director at Black Women's Blueprint, who is now the national director at Black Women's Blueprint. As of today, I turn it to Savannah Brown, of whom I am so proud to pass the baton to become the national director of Black Women's Blueprint and continue to work in collaboration with her inside of Restore Forward. Thank you.
Greetings and peace, community, from the National Director of Black Women's Blueprint. My name is Savannah Brown, and I am so excited to engage you all in this incredible, remarkable transition as Black Women's Blueprint now lives inside of Restore Forward. After 12 years of specializing in the wholly impossible, as our co-founder would say, and as Black feminists would say, and standing on the shoulders of Black feminists and our Black feminist roots, we are so proud to still be here, standing in the doorway of hope and possibility and justice, and also on the battleground of truth-seeking for the liberation of Black women. I have to express just how honored I am to introduce myself as the National Director of Black Women's Blueprint, and following in the fierce and powerful drumbeat and footsteps of the organization's co-founder, Farah Tanis, whose rally cry for justice and her charting of new paths and territories for the world in which survivors get to live in and create has sustained and protected the body autonomy and sovereignty of tens of thousands of survivor leaders who remain linked to this movement to secure women's rights, and ensuring that there is no separation between race and gender in the fight towards Black women's freedom and our self-determination and our radical political interventions. I am so thankful to you, Farah, and the co-founders and the circle of stewards who surround and center and ground this organization, for cultivating my leadership, for witnessing this powerful exchange and this kind of imaginative secessioning, which this process has been. The intentionality and the trust building we have undergone together has been nothing short of remarkable, healing, deeply personal, sisterly, and an opportunity for making and remaking of ourselves. I think I can speak for us both and say that, Farah, specifically the leadership and power sharing that you've done with me has not only been inspiring, but has refueled my own purpose, my intent, right? My call and my commitment to this work, my commitment to Black women, and my commitment to myself. So I wanted to say thank you for your mentorship, the faith, the inspiration, the investment that you have made in me as a woman and as a leader. It has been transformative, and I have so much gratitude for you and for the contribution that you made in this movement as a trailblazer yourself, and also the invitation that you have made for me to step into this deep, powerful, generous responsibility to turn the tide and create sea change for Black women, following your path-breaking strategies and setting forth new possibilities. I also want to directly speak to our base, my sisters, survivors, individuals who helped create this organization and who will continue to march, sustain, drive this organization. Those of you who marched with us, built healing programs with us, sat in circle with us, mobilized the van with us, right? Given testimony with us, cultivated new economies with us, healed with us, mourned with us, even celebrated with us, just to assert and affirm that Black Women's Blueprint is not going anywhere as we expand to live inside of Restore Forward. BWB remains an anchor for Black women. Black Women's Blueprint is the sanctuary for the protection of Black women's sovereignty and dignity. We are the center that empowers Black women, girls, and gender fluid people to advocate for human rights and to secure gender and racial justice through the eradication of sexual violence and through access to full spectrum reproductive and maternal health services. We continue to be responsive to the threats that meet Black women at their doorsteps, in their homes, in their hearts, in their communities, on campuses, in the hospital rooms, and in the maternity wards, where we continue to see obstetric violence and obstetric racism. We will continue to provide that crisis intervention that we've been providing. Of course, the cultural shift, the calling out, the open letters, the voice box, the platform that really does the work of narrative intervention and shifting and change for Black women's safety, our access, our autonomy, creating new futures, and designing processes for equity and power building as it looks for Black women. In fact, we are creating and advocating for new medicine, new ways of building power, new ways of community organizing in all of our work. And so we'll do that through health and healing, which right now looks like our trauma counseling work, which you're very familiar with. We do that through maternal mental health as well. We have doula certification, in which we are ensuring that we're providing comprehensive support to pregnant persons. Black Women's Blueprint will also continue to do the work of advancing racial equity. And so we are doing that through our training arm and also through our advocacy work. We will be deeply politically involved as well. We also will continue to do the work of Black Women's Blueprint through our mobile services, which you are very familiar with, which includes our community mutual aid through Sisters Van and also our Veggie Van. And all of that work is done to ensure that we keep busy, that we stay visioning for Black women, that we are in constant sojourning for justice in powerful ways. And we hope that you will join us in this next phase. So I'm so grateful for each of you. I am right here nearby on ground with each of you, and I cannot wait to welcome you into this next phase of Black Women's Blueprint's future. Thank you for staying with us, standing with us, being with us, building this movement with us, and empowering the insights and the visions and the future of Black women together.
In the wake of the pandemic, the earth beckoned us to sing songs of increase, to give birth to something new, to something different, to something that would ignite a revival across the globe, that would revive our hearts, our minds, the sacred parts of ourselves that really started to fall away in the midst of the pandemic. And so through the leadership of Restore Forward, we were able to gather ourselves, gather our village, gather our community, gather ourselves and mobilize ourselves around a call to action that was not just a call, but it was also a call to being and to practice and to manifest what the world needed in that moment. And for us, that is Restore Forward. It is the power of community. It is the power of diversity and galvanizing collectively. It is that hum and buzz that bees know so well, right? To generate increase and collective power and collective action. And so we are so excited to welcome you into the world and the ecosystem of Restore Forward. From our beginnings in 2008, with our Black feminist ideation and survivor consciousness, rising to our formal founding in 2010, Black Women's Blueprint has been on a journey to address what it will really take to achieve freedom and a violence-free world. Upon engaging in what we at Black Women's Blueprint appreciated as both a mandatory and selective pause during the COVID-19 pandemic, like many around the world, we were each being called to heal our individual and collective wounds and recover from traumas we had ignored for too long. We quickly realized that we needed to build a space which could hold a vision for a new us and new ways of being in ourselves. We realized that we needed to build more evolved strategies for a new society and a new social contract for sustainable repair and reconciliation as practice that honors the past and brings sacred humanity forward. We are approaching this journey in the spirit of hope, respect, and desire to learn from others across identities. And while we are always striving towards the restoration of what was lost, we are also looking forward towards discovering new possibilities that will emerge from the joining of our knowledge and experiences. With a mission to advance the pedagogy of well-being and steward the journeys where people can be seen, held, and heard by each other and the earth, Restore Forward offers both a sanctuary for healing and a site to repair harm, where all people can achieve wholeness. And this is reflected in our new logo, now wearing a crown to represent our commitment to Black women's continued leadership. The growth of the natural world in the crown demonstrates our new direction with earth, land-based healing, and an integration of our concern and connection with healing and justice, not only for ourselves, but for our environment as well. The biodiversity in the crown draws parallels between what's sustainable for our planet and our new way of being, our more expanded stance. This logo is an invitation and a message to diverse people that no matter their background, here at Restore Forward, they can restore their relationship with each other, with health and healing, joy, wholeness, and the earth. Black Women's Blueprint envisions co-creating a vibrant and safe community where women and all people can live lives of sovereignty and dignity, foster human connection, and take action to forge paths to peace, holistic reconciliation, social, economic, and environmental justice. We needed a space to hold that expanded vision. That new space is Restore Forward, where the world will recover. So join us as we imagine a new way of living together at Restore Forward. May the soil hold the gratitude and blessings of nourished bellies. May the water be as pure as our hearts. May each tree ring hold the laughter of generations of little ones as they play among the forest's grandeur. May each season that passes know how special its energy is. May the breeze be as powerful as our magic. May the stars twinkle brightly and brilliantly as we whisper our prayers to the heavens. May all our dwelling floors be gently worn by the joy of dancing feet. May all who come, go, and return feel welcome, held, and whole. May you offer and receive love, compassion, and grace. May you always be a sacred home for all sentient beings. Anika Gifford.
I am Dr. Heather Sanders, and I'm honored to be a part of a team of like minds and hearts who want to create spaces for repair and restoration. My work with Restore Forward is most definitely inspired by my children and the fact that it represents an opportunity for them to experience the world differently and in a way that inspires them to love themselves, to honor themselves, and to love and honor their neighbor, the earth, the ancestors.
What I love the most about Restore Forward is the way in which the people who are organizing it, the people who I am very lucky to be supporting in organizing it, they're actually prefiguring the vision that they have. The way in which they work together and show up for each other matches precisely the vision that they have. These things they're creating and aspiring to create on the land, they're already doing them in person. They're already doing them in how they organize things. There's a lot of things to love about Restore Forward, all the different things that are needed right now that they are manifesting. But maybe that's the one that I love the most.
The thing I love the most about Restore Forward is the incredible physical space that the 300 acres of land offers. The ways that we get to be that much more embodied when it comes to carrying out our mission, ensuring that communities get to convene, people get to seek out different resources in person. I think there's so many ways COVID-19 led us to isolate and be separate. And Restore Forward really offers this beautiful, important space to convene, to repair in person.
For me, Restore Forward is actually the future. Restore Forward today lives the values that will guide us into a healing and prosperous new world. And I couldn't be prouder to be involved in it and have such high hopes for everything that's possible. For me, Restore Forward
is the bright hope of morning. And as that hope, Restore Forward's offerings, such as their work in reconciliation and injustice, will build strength in womanhood and manhood to become beloved community.
Restore Forward is what I envision that our present should be and what the future will hold. It's a place of growth within oneself, as good land stewards, and with our community. And it's a space for practicing peace and healing and restorative justice, and most importantly, reconciliation. And with that, Restore Forward becomes a new regenerative practice. And it becomes our new social contract.
Hi, I'm Geraldine, And what I love most about Restore Forward is the love of family, the love of community, the love of this world, and most of all, the love of God. During COVID, we lost so much. We lost so many lives, jobs. There was so much loss. But during this time of darkness is where we found Restore Forward. I just thank God each day for a place that we can go for refuge, for peace, and for healing, and most of all, for love. Sousa has this quote that I think is really awesome, and I want to share it with you. And it says, "Dance as though no one is watching. Love as you've never been hurt before. Sing as though no one can hear you. Live as if heaven is on earth." So I think that's a beautiful thing to incorporate in our life. And most of all, let love guide your life. So I just want to say blessings to you and thank you. Thank you. And let's move forward in advancement and healing and love for Restore Forward. God bless you.
Hi, my name is Sarah Aaron Diaz, and what I love most about working with Restore Forward is the ability to move towards racial justice and racial healing, both one-on-one with individuals and also more broadly with organizations and communities.
Hi, I'm Unducket, and I just want to say what I like most about Restore Forward is the inclusiveness that it provides, the holistic healing and reconciliation for all, without regards to color, class, creed, gender identity, or race. It provides a sense of new birth, of renewed birth, and a renewed vision.
We are in a time where change is necessary, knowing we need to shift our energy and foundation in the direction of healing, repair, and revitalization. A foundational shift back to what is natural to this land, the indigenization of worldviews, and living and applying the natural laws that maintain peace and balance. Restore Forward to me represents all of this. Restore Forward to me is the future.
We would like to thank our community and to offer a special thank you to these consultants who patiently and with fervor and commitment provided Black Women's Blueprint with thought leadership to help our team with strategy, creativity, brand considerations, community mapping, and engagement. Thank you for joining us and sharing and basking in this momentous moment. To learn more about Restore Forward, visit restoreny.org. To support us through donations, visit bit.ly/BWBevolves. Or for quick access, scan this QR code. To scan the QR code, open the camera on your smartphone, point it at the QR code, then click the link that appears on your screen. And it will take you here, where you can also connect with us through social media. Thank you so much for joining Black Women's Blueprint for our launch of Restore Forward, a holistic healing and reconciliation center on 300 acres of land in New York State. But the celebration isn't over. Stay tuned for a special broadcast of footage from the Restore Forward community.
Let there be peace and love among all beings of the universe. Let there be peace, let there be peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let there be peace and love among all beings of the universe. Let there be peace, let there be peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.